Hey guys, kinggath here with another patch for Sim Settlements 2. This is patch 2.3.1, which I'm calling Undo. And that's because we had to undo a few changes from patch 2.3.0 because they introduced some little bugs. So we're going to talk about that in a minute. We're also going to talk about the fact that this city plan in front of me is from SS1 and it's working in SS2, and that's thanks to the Megapack, the city plan Megapack that we just released today. You can go download that. There's a link in the description. But we'll talk more about that in a minute because we always got to start by thanking the patrons. You guys continue to support the mod in insane numbers. It's absolutely amazing. And I haven't done a shout out in a while, so I'm going to do a few extra more than I usually do before one of these videos. And I hope... I keep saying I'm going to catch up, and in how many years, and I've never caught up. So let's stop pretending that I'm going to catch up. I will guarantee you I'm going to have multiple butchers of the week, though, because there are some challenging names here, including one that I think is in Korean or some sort of language I have never seen before, unless that's just somebody being funny with their username. Uncertain. So let's get to it. Huge shout out and thanks to Argo the Ratfolk, Credibilis Sum, Steppenwolf, Anja Shilhanek. And then this is the funny characters. It's a square, then what looks like an L and an O. To me, that looks like Olo. Sorry, I should have tried to copy paste that into to Google Translate and see what it came up with, because I'm sure that would have been hilarious. Bucky Thomas, Megatron, Simply Deb, Exobot, Mega Crunch, Gyro, or is it Euro? And Big Block. Thank you guys all, and thank you everybody else who's contributed. If I didn't get to you today, don't worry, I will shout you out in a future video. We should have a news video this month. I know we didn't have one last month, and we should get things back on track with the normal video schedule. All right, let's talk about the patch. So with 2.3.0, we introduced a couple of problems. One was we changed the way the resource code worked, and we didn't roll it fully back, but we just rolled a little part of it back. And a part of the resource code change, the whole code change was to make the code more optimal, because we need a lot of that in some Settlements 2. We need to optimize a lot of the code, and thankfully there's some folks helping out with that. And one of the optimizations that was made was, I think, took it to a point where it was hard to understand what was happening. And so you might have found that a lot of your settlements that had your industrial production were showing that they had almost zero resources, or actual zero resources in storage. It was very confusing. So we now changed it back so that settlements with production will first produce the resources locally before they put them in the caravan services network. The other big change we had made in 2.3.0 that caused a lot of issues for folks is we tried to make it so that the random dungeon quests, so there's a handful of characters like Carne Assad, the Corvus twins, and a couple of others where the dungeon that is used for the quest is chosen randomly. And what we tried to do with patch 2.3.0 is limit them to only dungeons in the Commonwealth, and that change backfired and caused a lot of those quests to fail to start. So we changed to a different method to detect the Commonwealth, and those quests should start now correctly. In my live stream last night, we confirmed that Carne Assad starts correctly, so we know that at least his fix worked, and the patch will also try and recover those quests for anybody who already ran into this issue in your existing saves. If you do find that one of the character quests failed to start, and after you install the patch, you wait a few minutes and it still doesn't start correctly, definitely let me know, and we'll try and get that sorted for the next patch. All right, those are the two big things I wanted to talk about with this particular patch. There's obviously a lot more in this patch. If you go look at the patch notes, should be linked below. You will find all the different things that we fixed. A lot of bug fixes, and I think it was pretty much all bug fixes is what we focused on in this patch. A lot of little things that needed to be worked out, some quest fixes, some quality of life fixes, just little things we needed to take care of, because the big focus for this patch cycle was finishing up the mega pack of city plan contest entries. So this started out as a plan we had all along since Season 3 launched. It's right in the description of the original contest that we were going to eventually merge together all of the city plan entries from Season 3 into a giant pack. Now, with Sim Settlements 1, when we did these packs, we made it a single ESP. But this time, instead, we kept them as ESLs, and we made I should say Surlock put in a lot of effort and made this beautiful installer that you'll get when you run it with your mod manager. So it'll let you select which city plans you want, and by default, it'll enable them all. So you'll just get this giant collection of city plans. Now on Xbox, we didn't want to risk the script data limit. I'll talk about what that is in a few minutes, but there's basically we didn't want to risk a situation where you would be locked out of messing with your mods, so we couldn't give you the full 160. So instead, we chose one plan for each settlement on Xbox. So you're suddenly going to have a single file you can download that will add a new plan to all of the settlements. And each of those will be prefixed with contest, so you'll know which ones came from the contest if you have other city plans installed. And for Xbox, what we leaned toward choosing were we wanted to get a representation of as many different city plan authors as possible. When we could, we chose the winner or a finalist, with exceptions being made if the plan we knew was particularly over the build limit, because we didn't want to give you guys anything too crazy. Now, I believe there are a couple of exceptions there where you do have some pretty crazy big city plans, but by default on Xbox, it will prevent your city plans from building past the build limit anyway. So it hopefully will prevent you guys from getting into a situation where your city plans are so overwhelming you can't enter those settlements. But we did try and lean toward ones that were a little lighter in build item numbers so that you guys could use those comfortably. So Xbox, you're getting a little bit different version. On PC, you guys have the super pack with everything in it, and not only does it have the season 3 plans, but No Fuss No Muss, who is a designer on our team, went crazy on conversions. So No Fuss had done the conversion from ROTC from SS1 to SS2. Now, those of you who are thinking, hey, ROTC's got a lot of problems. First of all, I would say that's not her fault. That's my fault. And ROTC actually, that is something else I should mention about this patch. ROTC got an update today, Rise of the Commonwealth, that is, for SS2. And I think we fixed one of the biggest issues folks were having. So definitely grab the update to Rise of the Commonwealth. No Fuss decided to take those skills learned from porting Rise of the Commonwealth and apply those to city plan contest entries from seasons 1 and season 2, which were all done in Sim Settlements 1. And we've got permission from almost every entry to do those ports, and we realized that was going to be too many. It was going to literally take years at the pace it was going. So instead, we settled on having her do the finalists and winners that we got permissions for. So we ended up with over 70 plans from some Settlements 1, including the one in front of me, which is Murmuracne's Masters build from Season 1 in Spectacle Island. And so you're going to suddenly have not only over 90 plans from Season 3, but 70 plans ported from Sim Settlements 1 available. Now, we did include which they're available, or which season they're from. If you click on the view details, when you go to activate the city plan, it'll show at the top which contest it was from. So you know if you'd prefer ones that were designed with Sim Settlements 2 in mind, you can choose those. But with the Season 1 and 2 plans from SS1 that we ported, NOF did go through and make sure that they had a few changes made to better support SS2. So first off, there was junk storage added to all of them, and there was at least one municipal plot added, because as those of you guys who played both mods know, municipal was a new addition to SS2. So they've all had at least one municipal plot added, which was set its designer's choice to be caravan services, since that's pretty clutch for most city plan use in SS2 if you're playing with any of the options turned on for difficulty. Just lost my voice for a second there. So caravan services should be built by default when you use these city plans from SS1, which will help with the fact that most of them are balanced around SS1 mechanics or not balanced at all. And so they by default, if you have costs on, for example, they normally wouldn't work great without a caravan services to connect to the rest of your settlements, which are probably pumping out all your food, water, and power, etc. So you guys suddenly have a huge amount of city plans to play with, which I'm really excited for, because of part of the feature set that's coming in Chapter 3. Having a lot of city plans is going to be a huge boon to some of those mechanics. All right, guys, I think that covers it all. I guess the last thing to say is regarding the Megapack. If you entered a city plan contest in any of the last 3 seasons and your city plan is not in there, definitely get in touch with me. Post a comment in Nexus. Best way to get in touch with me will be on our forums or on nexusmods.com, and we can try and get that added. And the same goes for if one of your plans is in the pack and you don't like it in there, definitely let me know as well. So guys, thank you all for competing over the years in the city plan contest. There's still more to come. We're not giving up on the city plan contest. It's still going to go. Whether or not we add additional entries to this pack we're still deciding on that. But the city plan contest will boot back up again at the end of January. All right, guys. All that said, take care. Oh, wait. I almost forgot about giveaway. Hold on. Hopefully you guys didn't bail as soon as I started to do my outro. We got to do our merch giveaway. So every patch video at the end, I give out a hashtag. And if you leave me a comment and include that hashtag with the comment, not just the hashtag. I ignore ones where people just leave the hashtag. Make sure you comment something else. I want something interesting to read because I'm going to go through and read all these and look for the hashtags. Include hashtag Megapack with your comment, and I'll grab one of you guys and hook you up with a gift card so you can get some Settlements merch. All right, now we're ready to leave. Take care and enjoy the mods.